Form 4, the best from the mighty Black Sabbath. Not the band, I'm talking about the mighty Black Sabbath. MC, we're paid his dues and the army stripes. From prospect all the way up to national peace. All the copycat creators and the content stealers and haters. There have been many, but there's only one larger than life. Like Michael with the cowboy hat that knows kung fu and says kick Kenny. Black Dragon Biking News, he's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biking News, just self-educated by his books and you learn how to move. Black Dragon Biking News, he covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe and get updated biking news with MC Protocol.
Yeah. I remember this one kid I met on the channel a few years ago, and all he was talking about.
Well, alrighty then. Alrighty then. It's your boy Black Dragon. Hey, I held that alrighty then. So, we're trying to overcome the cold. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. It's your boy Black Dragon. And allow me to introduce my co-host, as we are the only biker news and MC Protocol channel in the entire world to have our very own Dr. Logic in the house.
What's up, everyone? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
And we would like to introduce our special co-host today, the incredible, magnificent, wonderful, and a good friend of mine, a brother from another mother, a brother from another club. And I tell you something, man, very proud of this man who received the 2025 National Coalition Motorcyclist Award, the Silver Spoke Award, that he shares that award with the likes of, oh my goodness, Charleston Heston and Jay Leno and Hollywood from Insane Throttle, Hollywood James, Hollywood Masakarai, and of course, your boy Black Dragon. And without any further ado, we want to introduce you to the incredible Big Bone 1%er. Yeah!
Right on. Hey, they're bringing that back. All right. Hey,
What's up, Big Bone?
Hey, man, what's going on, Logic? Brothers, I got to tell you, thank you for that excellent introduction, man. I appreciate it because, I keep my nose to the grindstone and every now and then somebody says, hey, good job. And, you appreciate it. So as much as folks don't like to say, even amongst us, we appreciate the acknowledgement because it's like fuel to keep you going in this thing,
Yes.
Like,
and you're the second Black man in the entire world to receive that award, and that organization is run by some of the baddest clubs in the world, baddest hardcore clubs in the world. So for them to recognize you for all the things you've done, and you are the chairman, I forgot to say that part, you are the chairman of the South Florida Coalition?
The West Florida Confederation of Clubs, or the COC as we like to call it.
Oh my God, I'll get that right one day. The West Florida Confederation of Clubs.
And you know what? And look, in your defense, here's the thing. Because I know if you, like most folks, when we talk about this stuff, especially those of us in Florida, we look at the map and we see, well, if the COC, if my COC covers basically the middle of Florida, why does it say West Florida? Because that's plagued us for like 20 years. But what happens is this: when my COC started way back when, it really was West Florida. It was just Tampa, Pasco, Spring. It was a small area, but over a number of years, it's gotten pretty freaking huge. So now it covers damn near the entirety of the middle part of Florida. So it should be, but you know how it is. You know, like old school, especially amongst us 1%ers, we don't like to change stuff. So we're stuck with the name West Florida, which we like the name West Florida Confederation of Clubs, but it really encompasses a big chunk of the state. So, but
Listen,
that's cool.
I got to tell you this. I am so surprised to see your logo down there. That you still use that, because
Absolutely. I'm very proud of that.
you. I designed that logo for you, and I didn't even know you. I didn't even know you. I heard your name. We were on a panel together, and I said, "Oh, let me send this guy this." I put that together, and what was that? 6 years ago?
No, it's longer than that because let me see. This is 25. So when was the new house in 2000? So 6 or 7. So 6 or 7 years ago at this point.
Well, I didn't even know you at the time, and just we hadn't become friends or brothers or anything.
Right.
Then you were just some guy, some cool guy, and I said, "Man, I like that name, Big Bone. Let me make Big Bone 1%er. Let me make this." I don't even know why, but it is so cool to see you still use that, because I made it there, preacher.
Man, look, I use it. I'm proud of it. I love it, and you know, and
build your brand, man. Build your brand.
Yeah, and you know, it's the funniest thing. So somebody told me that they saw me and Black Dragon at a proc from like I think they said 2010, but I think it was 2010 because that year I was one of the speakers at the proc in 2010. It was in Tampa, Florida, and interestingly enough, true story, the night before, because you know how the proc is. It's a lot of parties at night times, parties and whatnot going on, and so I ended up going, becoming a guest of the state, accidentally, mind you, that night, as did a number of people, including some of the folks from the proc, because Florida ain't no joke. But anyway, I was like, welcome to Florida, y'all. So I missed my speaking part, but somebody was like, well, don't worry about it, because and they told me Black Dragon was there, and I said, are you sure? And so we went back and forth as to whether or not it was the Tampa proc or another proc, but you were at a proc that I was at a proc. Apparently we spoke, and this girl says she has a picture of me and you from back then. I'm like, are you sure? Because I mean, I think I was aware of you for sure back then. But anyway, neither here nor there. When I get that
even know each other back then. Wow. Okay.
I'm in search of that photograph because this woman swears up one side and down the other, and even mentioned the fact that I went to jail. I'm like, that was I had forgotten about that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That was a good night.
Wow. Okay, so some of the people that are going to be talking today are actually going to be in my text messages.
What's up, on Uncle Shaggy? Speaking of text messages.
Okay, good. We got some questions. All right. Cool. All right. So listen, man, first of all, I was in your and we got Goose back in the background running the show. And as always, much love and honor and respect to our brother Goose back there. So man, I was down in your town and I didn't realize I was that close to you. Not that I would have even had time to see you. I get cussed out as I'm driving back home. I get this phone call. You were in my state and you didn't even drop by. I didn't know you were down. I didn't know where I thought you were in West Florida, man.
Yeah, right. Well, technically, but that's what I was saying. It's the way the name goes. It says West Florida, and again, but the area, what we call our AO, is basically the middle part of Florida. But where you were was about let me see, you were in was it Mulberry? Or
I was in
was it Bradenton, or I forget the name of the town you was in, but it wasn't that far.
Branton or something like that.
Brandon, right? You were in Brandon. You weren't that far.
I was in Polk County, and it was like going back to Sharecropper 1857, bro.
Oh yeah.
I was scared walking around down there, man. I was like, do not break any laws down here, Black Dragon. This is boy, you got rural on this one, my bro. Woo!
Yeah, you went to Grady, what we call Grady Judd land.
Man, hey, I could feel great. I could just feel Grady in the air, like mess up if you want to.
Let me put it like this.
Feel it. I could just be like, I could mess up if you want to.
I'll put it like this. Most folks that live in Polk County, you could offer them $1 million cash to tell you who the mayor was, right? They ain't getting that money. You could ask anybody in the state of Florida who the sheriff is of Polk County, and everybody knows.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. You know, it's funny you say that, Bone, because to this day now, I've been out of New York since '86, upstate, and I can tell you who our chief of police and our mayor was, because they was they was mob.
Right.
I can tell you.
Yeah, that's it.
So
now, I can't tell you who the mayor was after them or before them.
Right.
So we want to welcome our brother in, Commissioner Lavish. What's up with you, brother?
What's happening? What's up, fellas?
Super lavish. Got the
Oh,
super
man.
shirt on.
Oh man, Big Bone, what's happening?
How you feeling, brother?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm gonna have to get you on the podcast, man, when I fire this thing back up, man. It's coming real soon too, man.
Hey, Lavish, we gotta talk, Lavish. I'm
I
kicking
know it,
off
man.
the
I
new
gotta-
year.
Man, listen, man, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it, man. We got some big stuff coming. I know I want to take this podcast up another notch, man.
Ask me to be on your podcast.
I mean, I had you on the podcast, and that's not a problem. But Big Bone, I ain't had him up on the podcast.
Hey,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to go to Florida. So
I'm
I
letting
can
them
meet
know.
Big Bone.
Hey, man, listen. Hey, Big Bone, what part you in Florida?
I'm in Pinellas County now.
Is that near Tampa anywhere?
Yeah, right next door. Right next
Okay.
door. Basically, it's the Tampa Bay area.
So we got some stuff, man. I think my club and your club, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to put it out there too soon, man. But I know I'm coming down there. I think it's in February. Y'all got something coming up in February?
Man, it's Florida is one of them 24/7 biker states, so it's always something going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know I'm coming down there in February. Supposed to anyway.
Man, well, look, if you get down here, I'm definitely gonna see you. I know now February. Well, no, January. The Proc is in January,
Right.
and there is something in February. But no, if you come down here, I'm definitely gonna link up with you.
Oh, he'll
Okay,
come.
cool.
He'll
Bone, I
yeah.
tried to call you. I tried to call you yesterday.
And Logic,
I
you
guess-
too, man, for sure. When you get down
Oh,
here,
yeah.
you know, when you get
Oh,
sick
yeah.
of the snow, I'm just saying.
I'm in Texas now,
I
bro.
got the snow. Logic ain't got the snow. I got the
No, we
snow.
don't got man. It's gonna be 80 degrees for Christmas
No,
here.
don't
bro.
get it twisted though. Texas does get some ugly snow.
Hey, Bone, just to let you know, I tried to call you yesterday. I had a number, but it said nah, this number it's not working anymore.
Shoot, I'll shoot it to you.
All
you know,
right.
I got the number that's on the
yeah.
business card. I got the number that's on the business.
Okay. You
Hey,
got the
listen, I be
official.
showing. Listen, I use that business card as a conversation piece when people stop by my.
Right on.
I be like, yeah, man, yeah, this is Big Bone. Yeah, you know I rock with them. They rock with me. You ain't got one of these cards, though, do you?
Right. Yo, you know what?
I do this.
I don't have one. I want a card, Big Bone.
Real?
I designed the logo. I don't have a card.
Yeah, it's literally on the card. Matter of fact, I want to say, hold on, wait a minute. I want to say it's on the card.
So let's get back to the topic. It's funny because I was down in Polk County down there, and it's funny because Hardwire I said the same thing about going to Mike's. You know why? Because I'm in the South, but I live in Atlanta, and Atlanta is not the South. And when you leave Atlanta,
they called it a dirty South, bro.
that's the dirty
that's North
South.
Carolina.
It ain't the
That's
South
North-
South.
Oh no, Pimp
C
said the rapper Pimp C said Atlanta ain't the South. If it's the South, look
Oh,
at the
really?
time. He said, look at the time, something about the time. It's not the South.
So Atlanta's not the South. Atlanta is a Miami Beach in Atlanta or something like that. It ain't. But you drive out of Atlanta, you'd be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, we're in the South. You can hear them whistling Dixie and shit down there. So I was down there. I had to go to this trial, and then we just covered a trial a couple days ago about all those guys that were in your club that had some trouble. And I got to speak with one of your brothers in a Bone in a long conversation, and a couple of things I found out about the Savannah chapter of both of those clubs that were down there that got into that little fray that cost some of those
Black
guys
Dragon.
what 20 to 25 years in prison.
That's my car.
Yep.
Turn it
You
around.
ain't,
The
you ain't
front.
got that car.
Don't show the number. Don't show the number though. Don't show the number.
Don't show the number.
Yeah, not yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait, Sean. Hold on
Okay.
a second.
Wow.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I don't have to have the number. I don't have to have the card. I got the number right here at my phone.
Right.
So I guess the preacher's going to get his card too. Hey, Bone, send me one of them cards, bro. I can't
Yeah, definitely. I get it sent. I get it sent.
have a car and I don't have a damn car. It's some BS.
I'm just saying, man, you know, we got the card.
So I talked to one of your brothers, and what I found out about two of those clubs, those two clubs down there, is that both of those guys came from 99% clubs. Like both of those, all those guys that we saw that went to jail or went to court or that was involved in that, they were all from 99% clubs, and they were all friends, all homies and stuff, before they went in two separate clubs and then couldn't be friends no more. We've seen that happen before. But this guy that I talked to told me, he said, you know, because I was talking about maybe going that route with my club restart, and the guy was like, no, I don't think you should do it. So I want to talk to you today and some of the guys that we have in the chat. And if any of you 1%ers are in the chat and you want to speak up, I want to talk to you about, should clubs switch? Should it, you know, what should you be thinking about when you're trying to switch, and how good is it? And one of our esteemed 1%ers in the chat sent me some questions. He sent them to YouTube, Bone. So the first question that we're going to say is, what is or how does changing benefit your motorcycle club to change from 1%, from 99% to 1%? So that's the first question. And I will say, I think I know why most of these, and they're in Atlanta, they're popping up like crazy. These have been like 99%ers forever, and you look around, they got whole Georgia Rockers and 1% Diamonds, and you be thinking like, are y'all like really built like that? I think that there's two reasons that a club that I would want to do that, and one is would be for autonomy. I'm tired of getting blessings. I'm tired of being pushed around, and that 1% Diamond may set you out as, hey, I'm at the top of the food chain, so nobody's going to push me around. I don't have to get a blessing to go places, and also it shows people that they shouldn't pick on you or mess with you, or so like maybe people might use it as like a badge of like a lot of people stand behind. They don't have what it takes to be it, but most folks ain't going to ask you. They're not going to test you. When they see that, they're instantly terrified. So that might be a couple of the reasons that people want to do that. What do you think about that?
This is one of those I'm chomping at the bit, because I've got a whole bunch of thoughts going on at the same time. But you know, what's that thing? Everything that looked like sugar ain't sweet, and grass is always greener. There's
all that glitters isn't gold.
Yeah, and the biggest one that's most applicable to this conversation is heavy lies the head that wears the crown. And I know it's Shakespearean, and I know I'm saying it wrong, but y'all get the point.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Yes,
right. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. So here's the thing. But where we are now, 2025, every other so-and-so, either because they saw a movie or because they saw something on the set, or people have these ideas, the ideology, opinions about what it is to be in a dominant club, or specifically what it means to be a 1%er. The majority of the time, what the person thinks and what it really is is two different things, as in they are wrong. And what we see culturally and geographically is, like you said, you got these clubs that's just popping up. They might have been around for some of these clubs been around for a while, and decide, hey, we're gonna go ahead and make that transition. In California, not beating up on, nah, fuck it, I'll beat up on California. So California, I was there. What was it? Year and a half ago. Went up to Murder Mountain too. That was crazy. But in California, man, I saw more diamonds than a son of a gun. Like they're passing them out like cookies. The culture in California is the true dominant will decide another club is worthy of such, and basically they're serving as their proxy, sort of like a support club. And as a result of such, boom, you get a diamond. So, and here's the thing: I want to be clear. I'm not against a club who's worthy putting on that diamond. And you notice I use the word worthy because here's the thing: hey, if you put on that diamond, and I'm just going to cut straight to the chase on it. If you put on that diamond, you need to be able to enforce it. You need to have that discussion amongst whomever is going to be wearing it, and whomever's having that conversation, whoever the chairman of the board is or whatever. They need to communicate accurately and effectively what it actually means. That means the good and the bad. Because Dragon, I know you noticed, you mentioned a moment ago that, most people, they'll put on that diamond and people are going to be so terrified they're not going to be tested. Whilst that might be true among some, those folks that are already in that fraternity will most assuredly test you.
Right.
And I can tell you, I could show you in my closet where I acquired over my MC career some accoutrement. I'm trying to clean this up so I don't go to but I have I was gifted. Oh, there you go. I was gifted.
Gifted. There you go.
I was gifted some 1%er diamonds of clubs that don't exist anymore. And I was lucky because I was in some circumstances, one of the first ones to see them in my area, and they gifted me their vest and their diamonds just prior to their club folding. So
Yeah,
that was a nice thing. That was a good way to say it.
That's interesting.
I like put on your wall.
Right.
I like the way that was worded.
So
a minute. But for real though, yes, there's a certain amount of autonomy, but like I said, good things, bad things, heavy lies the head and all that. But here's the thing though, as much as it seems like dominant clubs and dominant club members have all this autonomy, man, we got more rules in the Constitution. There is a lot that goes along with this. And you might say to yourself, man, how that dude, I remember back when he was a 99 and how is he qualified to do that? The stuff that you don't know is what he went through in order to get that doggone jewelry. There are some clubs who probably should have put on a diamond. This is a very unpopular thing I'm about to say. There's some clubs who, and certain club members who should have put on a diamond a long time ago. But for a variety of reasons, they decided not to. Maybe it's the area that they're in. Maybe they don't want to radically change the makeup and the focus of their club the way, they like it the way that it is. That's fine. But there's clubs that are worthy of such that for one reason or another have elected not to. Maybe they don't want the headaches that will come along with it.
When I came up, it was a racial thing. When I came up, it was very simple. We don't need that white boy shit. That's what they would say. The black clubs, especially on the West Coast, that were big, hard clubs that deserve diamonds, they did not need or want the targeting that diamond was going to put on them. And most big black clubs I knew forever refused to go that way until probably about 2015 is when we started seeing the clubs on the black set really putting on the diamond. as the younger guys started coming in, and as these black clubs started spreading across the country instead of being local in small areas, they started spreading. And so if you're known as a dominant club on the West Coast, but as you're coming east, people don't understand a one-piece patch, or they don't understand a non-three-piece patch. They don't understand a diamond that doesn't have a 1% in it. So you saw these guys, I think, giving up their identity to go to something larger, so that they would have the respect that they already had, but now they're in a new area. So when in Rome, do as the Romans. So I think a lot of that came when you started seeing a lot of the big black clubs start moving towards those diamonds.
Well, and I guess again, it is to some degree it's geographical, and my head is exploding as you're saying these things, because as I think about my own, I'm like, hey, we've been around since the '60s and da da da. But that's also a comparatively rare situation. I think the motivation of putting on that jewelry now is quite different than what it used to be. Back in the day, it was a statement on many levels. Now, amongst some, and this isn't what you were speaking about, but amongst some folks nowadays, it's like having a fresh pair of Jordans that nobody else could get just yet. But it's losing when you get these pop-up clubs that slap on these diamonds. It waters down, it dilutes and takes away from the actual history and the culture and the work product, for lack of a better way to put it, and the dedication that goes along with being a one percenter gets watered down when somebody can just slap this thing on.
Yeah, it just takes the value. It takes the value and the pride away from it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and I'll say it like this: in my area, we're very concerned with property values. So
I heard about your area, man. I'm like, holy moly.
We take the steps necessary to maintain the value of the not just the real estate, but the commodity, the jewelry. And I'm talking all kinds of ass backwards and everything, but just in plain speaking, it's like this. Don't come to my state slapping on a diamond. You've been here 15 minutes. Or like I saw in California, which used to just bother the devil out of me. Some club that's been around one chapter, 8 members, and y'all folks put on a diamond. You bet not let me see that in Florida. You better not.
Okay, now
It'll be different.
Going back to our one percenter that sent us this checklist, one of the things he has as a big question, and I think this is so important, and when you're thinking about whether or not you want to take your club to a diamond, this question, he says, does your club have any active duty military in it? If your club has active duty military, I know you don't want to do that diamond.
Well, no, I wouldn't say any, but it is definitely a challenge, not for your club, but for that individual. So that individual has to make the decision as to what if any sanctions or actions he wants to expose himself to, because there's things in the UCMJ that say that, and depending on who's interpreting the UCMJ, there's things that say you can't be in this club, or your participation with this club is tantamount to some crime. Just membership. And again, that's open to the interpretation of some person making a decision about that. And I've seen it where I've seen brothers have to, and different clubs have to lay down their rags because, hey, I got 5 years till retirement, and I can't have this kind of problem. I've seen guys say, hey, let me go ahead and do these last 6 months. I was gonna re-enlist, but now I love my club. I ain't going nowhere.
Is there an official military policy that prevents service members from joining a 1% motorcycle club?
Again, it's based on interpretation, but Article 13 of the I want to say it's Article 13 of the UCMJ, which is we used to call it the catch-all clause, which means that's like conduct unbecoming, or
Wasn't that 134? Is the catch-all?
134, there's 134 is, I think, more specific, but there's a few different clauses that suggest, like, for example, you can't be a member of the KKK, or ironically enough, in the military, you can't be in the KKK, but in the police department, you can. That's funny. But certain police departments, not yours. You good, man. But no, for real though, it depends on who's there are articles that suggest that you cannot be affiliated or associated with certain type of organizations. Like you can't be a gang member and join any branch of the military. If you have gang tattoos, for example, you can't join the military. You can get a waiver for some stuff, but some stuff is a hard no. So what if you join the Crips or the Bloods 2 years into your service? Well, now that's grounds for getting a dishonorable discharge.
So I just asked Grok the question. Grok is the new AI Grok Model 4 that's being used by X.com. I asked it, is there a military policy that prevents service members from joining 1% or motorcycle clubs? It says yes. There is a U.S. military policy that effectively, so not really, but effectively prohibits active duty members from joining or actively participating in 1% outlaw motorcycle clubs like the Hells Angels, Pagans, Outlaws, Banditos, or Mongols. These clubs are often classified by law enforcement and ATF, FBI as outlaw motorcycle gangs involved in criminal enterprises, which triggers the DoD prohibitions on gang and extremist activities. So there's not necessarily something that prevents you from being in a motorcycle club, but an outlaw motorcycle club that has been determined to be an outlaw motorcycle gang. It looks like there's a DoD 1325.06, and it's what you were just saying: handling dissident, protest, extremist, and criminal gang activities among members of the armed forces. So that was the KKK and Black Panthers, I guess, or any damn body else that they don't like. Criminal or gangs, organization, advocating.
That's what I mean by that's what I mean by it's open to interpretation.
Yeah.
So the person who's charging, saying you're a part of an organization that fits XYZ, and they say, well, you participated in a Black Lives Matter protest, which legally you're allowed to, First Amendment rights and all like that. But if you're in the military and your CO says he don't like Black Lives Matter because he thinks all of this right wing ultra conservative stuff, then guess what? You'll be charged and possibly convicted. Coben McGee, that's my brother up in Sanford. Good to see you, Coben. He says UCMJ Article 92 regarding participation in extremist or criminal gang activity.
Right here.
Article 92.
Here it is. Right there.
But here's the thing, and the funny thing about it is that every organization, I don't care whether you're talking about the Boy Scouts, the Kiwanis Club, or the U.S. Congress, has criminals in it. So that doesn't make them criminal organizations. However, the government is really good at their convenient, as it's convenient to them to label an organization a criminal organization because one person did a thing once upon a time. And I'm not naive enough to say that clubs haven't done stuff, but this is not
when you're thinking about becoming a 1%er, and our guy in the comments asked this question: do you have active duty military? It's important because, in summary, while not every motorcycle club is banned, 1%er OMG affiliation is incompatible with military service and can lead to severe consequences. Like you said, depending on the interpretation, service members are advised to avoid them entirely. So I think that's a good question that you should ask yourself if you're thinking about going that way: is how many military guys do we have in the club, and are we putting their careers on the line by letting them join, or are we going to change to a 1% motorcycle club? The third question he asks is, does your club allow law enforcement or former law enforcement? So Big Bone, explain that. How does that work in the 1%er world?
So typically, membership in law enforcement is absolutely frowned upon, not on the set in general, but amongst 1%ers. it's typically frowned upon. Now, the funny thing is, over the past 10 years, there's certain clubs who shall remain nameless have pretty much embraced the idea of having law enforcement prior or active in their clubs. Now, all of those clubs, and unfortunately, there's not very many of them at all, but those clubs are in some places, they're definitely suspect, but they're also alienated in a lot of ways. In some places, uh, I'll say this certain state up north incorporated law enforcement members into a one percenter motorcycle club. And they did it in such a fashion where as folks didn't know. People just assume everything, that they assume that their standards haven't didn't change. As that information became more public, the alienation and being ostracized, that club being ostracized, spread like wildfire. And that same exact, I'm thinking one club in particular, that same exact club would then in turn deny the fact that this was true, even though it was. I mean, with social media now, there's photographs of the officer in uniform and that same officer wearing that club's rags. I'm not suggesting that law enforcement cannot join a motorcycle club, but a one percenter lifestyle is something different. Again, the history, the traditions. I was told many years ago by a one percenter that sort of was my mentor, one of my mentors, I should say. He said, "The police have a job to do. You have a job to do. Their job is to lock you up. Your job is to keep your black ass out of jail because life behind bars means something different to both of y'all." I'm like, okay, I get that. And so it's frowned upon. Um, but I think if you have law enforcement in your one percenter motorcycle club, then you need to reevaluate your whole entire club. I don't care whether that club's been around for 5 minutes or 50 years. Uh, this is not a space for law enforcement for a variety of reasons. Not suggesting that one percenter motorcycle clubs by default are doing crime. I'm saying that the lifestyle of a one percenter is incompatible with a person whose actual career is to be up in folks' business and to arrest people. So if you have powers of arrest, because like you don't have to be an officer on the beat per se, but if you have powers of arrest and like for example, a bondsman can arrest somebody who he has on bond that he needs to put back in jail. That's more of a rearrest sort of a situation. That's not the same thing. A correctional officer, amongst some, will say, "Hey, well, he's a jailer. He ain't going out around arresting people." And that's true, but he can be deputized, and he can, under certain circumstances, make an arrest, even amongst someone who's already in jail. Or if that deputy who works in the jail is needed on the street, guess what he's doing? He's an officer of the GD law. So he can effect an arrest. He's a cop. He shouldn't be in a one percenter club.
Yeah.
There's a lot of folks that will argue and disagree with me. And the reason that that'll happen now is because the culture is getting watered down. If we had this conversation 15 years ago, there's not one person who would say, "Oh, yeah, that's a great idea." Whereas now there's people who would actually argue that point.
Now, the next question that he asked, if you're like you're considering like whether or not you think your club should be a one percenter or move to the one percenter side. He said, "Who is going to be the sanctioning one percenter club? Why is that important?" And explain that there's a couple ways to get a diamond. One is to just throw one on, but probably the better way is to get one handed down. So explain the differences, if you would.
Right. I sort of tapped on it a little earlier. When I mentioned in California, they're handing them out like cookies or something like that. I said,
and you made somebody very angry when you said that.
oh yeah, yeah, well, that's all right. They'll be all right. But did I lie? Exactly. No, I didn't lie. The thing is, and like I said, I said California, and because guess what? If I was to say that same thing in Florida, it would be crickets because it don't happen here. But in California, for example, a dominant club can say, "Hey, we like the way y'all are moving." Da 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 da. And a part of the progression, a club will start with a one. Traditionally, you start with a one-piece patch. Um, you pound the ground. You do as you're supposed to do. You develop a good reputation in the community and so forth. Then you go to two pieces, and ultimately to three pieces. So, but in California now, in some places, that's it. Three-piece patch. You're an MC. You're on the set. You're recognized. All that's good. In California, there's another step, which is that diamond, as in how closely are you associated?
Well, in Texas, you get a diamond too.
Yeah,
It
Texas
would
is
just
another
have
state. Sure.
it would just have a 13 in it.
Yeah.
If you were a support, so
Right.
there's a few ways to a diamond. You
Yeah.
don't see
Yeah.
that here. You don't see diamond 13s really here in the South that much.
Right. Right. Like New York does all kinds of stuff. They got a 69 thing. They got all kinds of stuff going on in New York. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. Come on, shut up. But yeah, so those are so. But to answer your question, it's like this. So the two ways. One, it's better. I mean, if it's got to happen, it's better to have a dominant say, hey, we f with you. We recognize who you are and what you're doing, and basically that club that receives that diamond is going to be like a brother to whoever the true dominant is.
But
Maybe
is it? He says so. Who is going to be giving it to you? Is it better or worse? Is it better or worse to get it from one percenter nation versus another? Does one have more requirements than another? Is it important who gives it to you, or should you not care?
I'd say ultimately at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you got it. If you got it, you got it. And
Well,
I think the concern would be how are you going to keep it? It's
sure.
always easier to get it than it is to keep it.
I
If
would
you
say this.
Mhm.
I have seen an area that has not to ruffle too many feathers, so I got to say this uh, in the way I'm going to say it. So I
Mhm.
have seen guys get the 1% designation from a club that is not particularly as strong in an area,
Mhm.
and so now they got it, but they're almost like hiding with it, like
Yeah.
they'll only wear it when they're with that club or something, and you don't really see them out strong because they didn't get it handed to them by the stronger group of all the ones that are in. And I think sometimes less strong one percenters will start handing those things out to build up their their extended family.
It's the
Uh,
crash test dummy syndrome. And what I mean by that is this. They'll say, hey, you guys are all right. Bam, here's this diamond. Go forth and be fruitful. And if those guys can go to the hot bar, I'm just making up a name. If those guys that they just gave a diamond to, they can go to the hot bar and make it through the night and nobody beat their ass. And then now the club that gave it to them says, hey, we can go there too. Polish off my diamond. It's safe. Hey, where y'all going? Why don't y'all
We're
go to
going to
such and such
experiment with
tomorrow?
these guys.
Oh yeah.
We're
Oh
going to
yeah.
experiment with them first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's
It's
see
the
how this work
safest
out.
way.
It
Yes,
worked
sir.
out pretty good.
Yeah. It's the
let's all
safest
go over
way.
there now.
Yeah, that's how they do. They literally do stuff like that. Now, the thing that we didn't delve into too tough was that club that says, "Hey, we are there. We should have been did this." Blah blah blah. They sit down, take a vote, and say, hey, "We're putting this diamond on," and that's that. The question should always be, "How are you going to keep it?" Because you should expect that you're not going to be allowed to keep it. Now, if you think you got what it takes to keep it, hey, maybe you was right. Somebody's gonna be right one way or the other, either the one that put it on or the one that took it off. But somebody's gonna be right in that situation.
um, but the folks that are going to be testing you are going to be those of your own ilk, those that are you're not going to really necessarily be tested by 99s, but the guys that are already in that would wearing that jewelry would be the ones that
You would think. I know of a support club that shut down one of them pop-up diamond clubs, shut them down and collected all of the trophies to prove it. Shut them down. And it was a support club that did it. because guys forget that they put on these vests and these diamonds, and they think that the diamond makes them 10 foot tall, bulletproof
right.
with a 12-inch. Nah, they breathe oxygen just like everybody else does. They bleed like everybody else does, and they can get their ass beat just like everybody else does.
So
You
that
know.
support club, did they respect level go through the roof?
The support club that relieved those gentlemen of their property,
Yeah.
that particular support club was a support club of another dominant.
Yeah.
They saw the situation. They already knew about that situation. So when they saw him, they didn't need to make phone calls and all this stuff like they do on the movies. They just handled that business. Because, and ironically enough, that new Diamond Club went to the support club trying to, you know who we are, da 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 da. We're so and so and so and so. And my understanding was the SA said, yeah, and y'all ain't supposed to be here. And the one cat's like, respect my diamond. And so they did.
And they got that work.
Yeah, they clocked in. They clocked in.
So,
So don't get it if you ain't planning on keeping it.
when I was national president, there was a pop-up diamond club in California, and they were at our national at one of our parties back in 2011. The big dominant came there and surrounded them at my party, and we had to get in between them. A week later, that whole 1% club patched over to Black Sabbath. They were given permission by the guys who shut them down. You know, y'all can be Black Sabbath if y'all want, and that's how we took in a diamond club. Hey, they turned out to be one of our strongest chapters, but they weren't going to stay in that diamond and be safe.
Moto Gato in Texas says, how does 1%ers see LEMC today versus years back? I'm seeing many LEMC on the set like never before. I feel like once upon a time, well, I already told you, once upon a time, LEMC was not even close to being respected. In fact, they used to move in silence, even though they had badges on their day job on the set. And even to this day, in I'll say like in Florida, those clubs, you see them at very, very public event like Daytona, or which is not necessarily safe per se, but you'll see them at Daytona or at Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson is like Switzerland. Anybody's allowed to go to Harley. No issues there.
Well, you would think so, but I've seen plenty of folks get handled Harley.
But see, that's another thing that's changed. The tradition once upon a time was everybody's on a motorcycle. They need to, at some point or another, you're going to go to Harley. And Harley Davidson, knowing that, they do some of the biggest, don't matter what state you're in, Harley Davidson at some point is going to have a party. So at a Harley Davidson, a lot of times it's anybody can go to Harley. So you see LEMCs, the law enforcement motorcycle clubs, flock to stuff like that. But what you won't see them at anybody's clubhouse. That ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna see them at my house, at a number of houses. It don't matter, white, black, or plaid. You ain't gonna see them in somebody's clubhouse. However, they will go do stuff with each other, or if there's like the Kiwanis or the Walmart riders or some off-brand, whichever, they'll do that, because if it's a mom and pop sort of club, they've been around forever and all like that, they deal with whomever. That's a different situation. But yeah, it's different now because you do see a lot more LEMCs, and I think that has a lot to do with what's going on in the country. There's a millennial attitude, and but some stuff is getting watered down.
Now, the next question that he said, if you're trying to determine whether or not you're ready to be a 1%er is, and why is this important? This is interesting. Are you earning the 1%er status, or are you paying for it? Can you buy a 1%er diamond as a club?
Basically, yeah. But what that means is this: in those areas where like I said, they're handing them out like cookies. You got guys who's on the D so hard that they're kicking up to the dominant, and they're kicking up to the dominant, and the dominant, let's say they got a new addition to build on the clubhouse, and they need some dough. who knows? That club who is thirsty for that diamond, you know, them getting that diamond might mean that they're getting it and keeping it on the installment plan. Um,
Oh my
but
God. Oh
but
my
it's
goodness.
also not a respected situation because what 1% worth his salt is paying anybody for anything. It's hard to get 1%ers to pay at the damn door to come to the pot. But my sister Foxy keeps them in line. She has relationship
Yeah,
with everybody. Like
you're
don't
not
come
getting in the
here with that
profit out
stuff.
there. Yeah.
Foxy, she
Make
knows what's up. But
You know the
here's
funny
the
thing
thing.
about the 1%ers and paying at the door, man, and I don't
Yeah,
know if it's relationship building or not, man. You got some man that will, and you got some that complain, man. And everybody in different financial, positions, man. I've had, I had, my event, man, and all of the outlaws that came, they paid, no problem. They came, they wanted to have a good time. They
yeah,
don't be on no bull crap. They and
right,
they
right.
they be welcoming to pay, man. How much is it? Okay,
Yep.
but they can go to a motorcycle club and the club have an anniversary party or a special party. They like, look, everybody got to pay. Oh man, what we got to pay for? We don't charge y'all to come in our club. We don't do this, and
Right.
it'd be a whole big old
And
thing.
here's the thing. Here I go again with tradition and stuff getting watered down. The way it's supposed to be. And Dragon, tell me, and I know from your standpoint you can speak to this. What is supposed to happen, the way it always was like this. The dominant, if somebody's doing their anniversary or something like that, of
I
course
can
the
say,
dominant's
I
yeah,
can say,
dominant's supposed to slide through. And here's what's supposed to happen.
you
You're
don't
supposed to
hold them
come
at the
through.
door. You don't hold them
Exactly.
at the door. They hand you a white envelope and
Right.
move on. That's
Right.
how it's supposed to happen.
Right.
That's the respect
And
thing.
here's the thing. A lot of times the way it happens, because like here in Florida, when or the way it used to be for sure in a lot of places, when they give you that envelope is worth more than what you was going to charge them to come in the first place. They showing you some love, they blessing you, like, hey, we recognize you, we see you, happy anniversary. Bam, here's a bunch of money, and you and your bros are gonna come in. They already got a spot sectioned off
You got
for
a
you.
spot set up for them. You got
Right.
security set up for them. You
Oh
got
yeah.
a girl that's going to take care of them. They don't even have to go to the bar. They don't have to separate. They don't have to move. Everything is being handled. This is the respect. This is how it's
Yeah.
handled from old
That's
school.
what that's the way it always. And here's the other thing. The craziest thing is like this. You're gonna go through, hit that club with a whole bunch of money in an envelope, and you're gonna be gone in 45 minutes to an hour because you ain't staying there all night. You got 1% of shit to do. So you're gonna boom, hey, good to see you, dap it up. Here's that. And when you leave, that club's gonna be like, damn, the big bros. Oh shoot, they're looking in the envelope. Oh damn, big bros just broke us off. They showed us some love. We like those guys. We freaking love those guys. Can't wait till next year to get a bunch more or a whole bunch of money. But now because certain 1%ers don't understand how this thing's supposed to go, they just assume in their head we're supposed to go here. And of course, there's clubs that are, hey, come on in. We're not charging you, but it really is, and this is the part that folks miss. It's a reciprocal sort of a thing. There's a reason as to why 1%ers used to go to a place and folks are very welcoming to them, and then also it's a respect thing. Somebody comes to see Lavish. Lavish has a good reputation throughout North America. you know, so when folks come to see Lavish, oh, they're gonna come correct. Because who wants to be on the wrong side of a conversation about something that went wrong with Lavish? Because you're gonna look like a fool because this man's got his rep is solid, right? So you want to be a part of that solidness, not the guy who came and now you got to be the ass that came and don't know protocol and whatnot.
Hey, one down. Goldie says, today you brothers have just filled in the missing piece for this platform. Black Dragon, the Outbad host, Lavish, the police commissioner, Logic, the priest, Big Bone, the 1%er. We got the good, the bad, and the ugly here.
He got it all right there.
Yeah, yeah,
but the good, the bad, and the ugly.
yeah. But to go
Let
back
Lavish
to what
clear
Bone
it up
had
now. Go ahead, Lavish.
No, what Bone had just said, everything that Big Bone has said, man, those are the stories that I hear when I sit around the old timers. as far as how it used to be. And then they talk about how, used to get the envelope, you come in the door. Those are real life stories that I actually heard, not just heard from sidewalk conversations. These are guys that were in the clubs, old head guys that sit around and talk about the past and now. And I mean, it's so it's so bad now, man, with the new way of things, man. You got a lot of these clubs that have been around for a long time, man. They don't even want to deal with the 1%ers at the clubhouse no more. Because
now here's a 1%er here. No one gets in free. If your club is legit, I pay always. That's called supporting my community. If you think you are above paying, F you. You are never that big. And that's one of our esteemed 1%ers that we love so much there.
But you got people still to this day that say the same thing because they understand what the support is. They understand, man. I went through the door because I got guys that come down to my club right now. I watched this happen. They'll come down here and they know I don't drink. And they'll just sit up here and they barely drink and they'll just say, hey, man, listen, man, I just want to put this on the bar. I just want to, hey, man, how much is a water? How much is a pop? Get lavish a pop, man. How much is it? Oh, yeah, man, it's $4, $6, whatever. Here, take this 10, man. I just put this on the bar. So you have people that understand it and they get what the whole support thing is. What makes it so bad is that you get the other side that comes out looking for problems, looking for trouble, causing chaos. And that's where I feel where the Outlaws get the bad rep from. Not from everybody in their club, but you have the newer hotheads, the newer, oh man, this is what the outlaw life is, and they don't understand the rules. They don't get the game. They don't get that. They haven't been told anything, or they've been told they don't want to hear it because they have in their head, I'm an outlaw. I can do whatever I want to do, however I want to do, man. So I think that's where the bad thing come at, because listen, I've seen this as well as you guys. I'm sure you've seen it where you can go to certain places in certain areas. The outlaw clubs come in, the whole party shift. Everybody like, oh shit, man, this is about to be a problem. This is about to be this. Man. But then I can say that I've been in areas where you get the different outlaws that come into the party, and it's just like we all looking at them like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, it just pulled up. No big deal. And they having a good time. And I can see different areas. You go to different clubs and you have the same club just in a different chapter, and the vibe and the morale is totally off. It's totally off, man. And I think that's just where, some of the bad rep, come from.
I gotta tell you, just on an aside here, that blue light and that 4K camera is kicking, bro. You are, man. You are looking good with that. Man.
Yeah, I'm saying it looks good.
Catch up. You got to catch up. Hey, let me.
We're gonna have to delete this some kind of way and haze this out. I can't have you looking better than everybody else on the.
Oh man, I change colors. Whatever color you want, I change colors, man.
Got to change the orange, Doc.
They like the blue though, man.
Now the MC show, he's been on this for a long time. Can somebody please explain what is that these Christian clubs do? Because on the set and the party, I don't see them doing anything that has to do with the word. Hey, we're going to make that a whole nother show. We might even do that tomorrow. The Christian club thing.
I saw that.
Yeah, we might do that. We might do that tomorrow. Okay, now,
not to stop off because you said something about the Christian clubs. This is what I noticed with the Christian clubs that do come out for big rides and everything. You know how everybody has a certain place. I think what I've seen with the few Christian clubs or Christian guys that come out, I think that when they come out, their place is the prayer.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying that in a laughing matter. I'm saying that like when they come out to these big rides, you have your regular person per club that might do a prayer, but I think in order when they come out to have them somewhat involved, they'll ask one of those members from one of those Christian clubs, hey man, do you mind, leading us off in prayer before we take this ride? And I mean, I guess maybe that might be a way of showing respect and acknowledgement for them even being there. Possibly. I'm not saying that's what it is, but it could be.
And
Can I
Lavish.
say, can I say
Oh no,
something?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Can I say
Well,
something?
hold on for 1 second. We want to acknowledge and say hello to Hellfighters Preacherman Steve. Man, it's been a long time since we've seen you. I heard you've been sick, man, and I'm so glad to see you on the show today, man. All right, go ahead, Preacher. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Since I am the president of a motorcycle ministry, and I've been around for a while, I've been around on the set for 11 years. They're different, and I've seen other Christian clubs and motorcycle ministries. There's a different distinction on the set that I have learned. But the purpose, and I was asked this by one of your brothers in y'all clubhouse, Big Bone, and what is the purpose of a preacher that rides his motorcycle when XYZ preacher does this? And I said, everybody has a different calling. You won't see me do this, this, and this. You might see him or her do this, this. And then I turned it around to him and I said, listen, me and you just sat out here and we talked about your family, your wife, the problems with your kids. He said, yeah. I said, okay, would you have asked the same question to that other person? He said, no. I said, there's your difference.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to tell y'all, and you know what, Pastor, that, by the way, you nailed it. I get excited on this subject because in my COC, we have a chaplain. In fact, we have a chaplain in our ABATE chapter. Mm-hmm. And yes, he does, like when we start our meetings, it is we start with the Pledge of Allegiance. The very next thing we do is I call the chaplain. He does a prayer, and a lot of folks say, "Oh, that's all he does," or he might do a bike blessing somewhere once a year. And that's the exact opposite. Like here, a motorcycle ministry and Christian clubs alike, if you're going to be on the set, you're going to fulfill your calling. And if you don't know what your calling is, we'll tell you what it is. Mm-hmm. And but fortunately, the guys here, guess what? If a biker goes down, first one at the hospital is somebody from Warriors of Faith or Soldiers for Jesus or Christian CMA, Christian Motorcycle Association. When we do our toy run, which we're in that season now, when we do the toy drives and the toy runs, or if somebody's sick or if somebody needs some help or we need to raise some money for some charitable effort, I won't say they're always the tip of the spear, but they absolutely understand that that's a part of your deal. That's right. A part of, if you're here, then you need to be of service. And fortunately, if you talk to any one of these cats over here, they're going to tell you that quicker than we could say it. Like it's not the sort of thing where we have to say, you're not doing your job. But we have had a circumstance, not I'm going into too much detail on it, but we had somebody, president of one of the motorcycle ministries, who would show up to every meeting, and that's about it. But the other X number of days in the month, you ain't going to hear him, see him, or nothing else. So the cat that's here now, man, look, he understood his assignment. In fact, he understood his assignment before he got the position of chaplain. He's been doing it, not just for the clubs and the outcasts and outlaws and so forth, all the other clubs in the COC. He's been doing this. And our chaplain is a pastor of an actual church. Rides a motorcycle. It wouldn't blink. I mean, wouldn't even raise an eyebrow to see him in every 1%ers clubhouse on a Friday night, because his congregation outside of his church is the set. That's his congregation. He has a two-wheel ministry. A lot of these guys do. But anyway.
So let us move back to we still got 3 questions to get through. Did we ever answer is the importance of the sanctioning club? Did we ever answer that, or did we do that well?
I don't think we did it well.
So is it important who's going to be sanctioning you?
Yes.
Okay. And why?
It is. Because either you're going to be sanctioned or you're going to do everything completely independent like you're going to just put it on and say that's that. And even in that circumstance, when you declare yourself a 1%er club, there is still protocol that happens. You at that point should announce to the other dominants that you're here, where you're going to be moving and grooving, and so on and so forth. That conversation or that declaration is either going to be one of cooperation or of confrontation, but it will be one of them, one or the other.
right.
But if
So
you're
the next
searching by whomever, then you'd assume if this club, and this is depending on where you are and so forth, here, if a club put a diamond on another club, there's going to be pushback. But now the question is, well, if their big brothers gave them that diamond, do we respect this? Because I ain't trying to have no diamonds up in my face, but these guys are cool. We deal with them, but they're handing out diamonds. It gets real funky, man. It can get real funky because everything changes. And this is why I would suggest the clubs to seriously consider putting that diamond on, because there's a lot of stuff that goes along with it, and a lot of it is not written down in black and white anywhere.
All right, the next question. So we do know that we already asked that. Are you earning it or paying for it? So the next question is, do you and your members of your club understand the history of the 1% moniker? Is that important?
Knowing your history is extremely important. I find it, it pisses me off when I run into somebody who's on the set, claiming that they're a certain something or other, and they don't even know what that is. My first year in my club, you know what I said for that first year? Nothing. I didn't say nothing because I was a probie, but once you put on them rags, I spent the next year learning stuff, learning how to be a good bro, learning what this means. And I thought I knew everything, man. And, I've been on the set forever. I thought I knew some of everything, but I knew just enough to know how stupid a statement like that or a thought like that could be. So for the first year, I said very little. And y'all know I'm a talker. That first year, I remember in church when I finally went to talk about a thing, my chapter president said, "Oh, you do know how to speak, huh?" But I was told for about a year, man, just sit down, shut up. You got two eyes and two ears and only one hole for your mouth. So use that other stuff first. And that's what I did. And learn your history, learn why you're here, learn how this stuff works.
So speaking of history,
that rah-rah stuff is because somebody didn't teach that, bro. So when he goes out there acting a fool and like Lavish said, creating chaos, that's because he's not educated.
So speaking of history, Big Hooch says, Black Dragon, can you touch on the different colors of the diamonds and how that can get you in trouble with other diamonds? It's crazy that diamonds have certain colors, and those colors mean something. Can you speak to that?
Yep, but I won't.
Yep, but I won't. Who gives you your diamond can determine the color of that diamond, and so it's like wearing a support patch in a wrong area. People are going to look at the color of that. I can speak to it. People look at the color of that diamond, and it could absolutely be trouble. So we're back to that other question is that we talked about. Do you understand the history and who's giving you the diamond? Those all kind of tied together. And last one, does your club understand the responsibility and burden that OMCs with that patch have, and what that status actually means? Especially, I'm going to add, especially to law enforcement and stuff like that. What are the negative things about having a 1% diamond on your chest, sir?
You become responsible for every stupid ass thing that somebody else with that wears the same stuff that you do. You become blamed for or and or associated with every stupid action that anybody else does. Like in boot camp, if one of your guys in your squad messed up, the whole squad or the whole platoon is getting punished for it. Think of that on a national level. you get painted with a brush that you didn't necessarily earn. And typically that's a very negative thing. When my brothers saved a woman and a child from a burning car, they didn't say, wow, 1%ers are out there saving babies. They didn't say that. But if a brother runs a red light, then we become, the whole nation is a bunch of red light runners.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm watering down the statement for a few reasons, of course, but the thing is that you you get a target put on your back from law enforcement, and it can even expand into things like where you want to live. And in Florida, we're dealing with some laws. I won't go into it, but we're dealing with that HB 429. And if HB 429 passes, you can't live where you want to live no more because you on that list. You one of them. You can't
Man,
get
that's
that
all
job.
bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
man.
it's nasty.
It's all bad. It's all bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and that ideology is already in place. That law, should it pass, will just make it very enforceable, and you can't and unarguable if that law passes. But there's a lot of stuff that goes along with being a 1%er. You should conscientiously make the decision that if I do this, and not even starting a new club, not even switching your club, but should you join a 1%er club, the responsible brothers before you join that club should have a serious conversation with you and let you understand the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because it's not all, and don't get me wrong, people do this. We all ride motorcycles and do our club shit because we love the lifestyle. We love riding motorcycles. We like the parties, the events, the charity work, the recognition amongst not the world, but those 5 kids, and you just hook them up for Christmas. The smile on that kid's face will keep you going for another 12 months, right? Because you ain't going to get that love from the police department or from the governor's mansion, right? So you do it because you want to do it. So let me say it like this. Here's the deal with a 1%er. 1%ers as this is 1%ers in a nutshell. And I say this all the time. You do your thing, I'll do my thing. As long as your thing ain't gonna interfere with my thing, we ain't gonna have a thing. 1%ers, our ideology is like this. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I understand there's consequences. If I'm okay with dealing with the consequences, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And that's the difference between 1%ers and everybody else. Because most folks, they see a red light, they see that red light, and they think, I better stop at this red light because I'm supposed to stop at this red light. 1%ers think, is this red light inconvenient for me? Because if it is, let me go ahead and handle my business. He gets pulled over for a ticket. Yeah, he's going to argue the ticket, maybe, but guess what? He made that decision before he got to that red light. He made that decision last year.
And I think every club got that 1%er. I think every club got that one. And I say that all the time because I'm that 1%er in my club. Yeah. I'm that guy that's running that red light. I deal with it if they stop me.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that don't want to follow the rules. I'm the guy that's, does everything. I'm the guy that does everything that you're not supposed to do and then worry about it later. Yeah. Why did you do this? I don't know. I just wanted to do
bro,
it.
that is it. I say that all the time. I say all the time. People argue, want to argue this point. I say most clubs have a 1%er in that club. He's not wearing a diamond, and he's not in a 1%er club. But that dude, so 1%ers are not born, or excuse me, 1%ers are not made, they're born. You were 1%er before you got to the club. You just had to get to that club before you could put on the jewelry. That's all it is.
That's what it is. I mean, the same attitude, the same thing. I've had people beforehand ask me, they like, hey, you know what, Lavish? I thought all this time, I thought you was a 1%er. I said, why'd you think that? I just thought you was an outlaw club. And I say stuff like, I mean, what? I ain't never said too much about anything. No, just the way you carry yourself. I mean, you're always in all black. The stuff that you say, the way that you walk, the clubs that you do hang out at, And I'm like, oh, okay, no, man, I'm boogie down, man.
Right. But look, like you said it best. Well, we said it best. Every club has a 1% in it. Like, no, I won't say every club, but a lot of clubs do.
Yeah.
Where do you think we come from?
God damn
Most
it, this is not
1%ers
working.
nowadays, the club they're in is not their first club. Nowadays, a lot of 1%ers came from somewhere else.
Right.
And there's a reason. Just the fact that he thought he could be a 1%er, that's half that 1%er ideology anyway. I can do what I want to do. If I want to go to that club, I'll go to that club. But I guarantee you, 80% of the club that he's in wouldn't even dream of such a thing. While you thinking I can do whatever I want. And that's some of that 1%er shit. What's up, Fox?
Yeah, I see
Foxy up
Foxy.
there.
What's happening,
Yeah,
Foxy?
he was talking about you earlier, Foxy.
Yeah.
You joined us late.
Hey, Big Bo, man. That's like I had told Black Dragon about my I don't want to go too deep into it because they get pissed off when I talk about it. But the color of my patch, of my patch versus the color that they said that I needed to have. And I went the whole term with the color I wanted versus the color that they brung it up, man. Listen, man, I had different chapters. They secretly, spoke it up to the top dogs, and they like, hey, man, listen, man, you supposed to be, this is the uniform. I'm like, no, well, you know what? This black and white looks better on me.
So this is interesting. This guy said, Muzzleplex said, I know of diamond clubs attempting to bless 99% individual members with a diamond, and he's laughing. But I have seen that many times. That's not out of the ordinary.
Oh, that's a thing.
I mean, right?
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
that's absolutely
that's
a thing.
A real thing.
It's a absolute honor to have that. The question is, where do you wear that diamond that's been given to you by a 1% club? That's the question. And so,
well, where do you position it?
And the answer is inside your vest.
Exactly.
Not on the outside, because you're not in a diamond club, although the club may think you're a diamond individual. And that's a diamond you put inside your vest, next to your heart or something like that.
Yep, absolutely. That's exactly exactly how it goes. Yeah. And so there's not a lot of them, but it for sure.
Not a lot of them, but
it's a thing that happens.
It does happen, and it's not something you'd really talk about. But if you ever needed to,
wow.
and the reason that if you ever needed to, you just open that vest up and who gave it to you and what color it is and what club it came from, that all means some shit.
Man, I just learned something totally new, man. I mean, I guess that's a good thing too, man. When you be up on this, when you be up on here, man, with different people with different backgrounds of knowledge, man, you learn something, man. Because I have thought that, to be honest with you. I've thought that for myself, like, yeah, man, I can so and so and so, and that would be like I should, but I never knew that really existed, man. So that's I mean, I think a lot of us on here probably just learned something new.
Yeah, and that's because Dragon's very old. So,
traveling one time, I said I've heard of that. Is that a thing? It is absolutely a thing. It's just not gonna. It doesn't. You really are a respected person and all that kind of stuff. For a diamond to hand you a diamand when he had to bust his ass to get one.
Let me give a caveat. I've seen this before where having that conversation. The one I was at a place and someone opened the inside of his vest and showed someone else, I got this from so and so and da 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 da. The guy said, "Man, how'd you get that?" He said, "None of your business." As in,
he probably lost it.
He earned it. The guy earned it, but he wasn't going to tell how it was that he earned that diamond. So the dude that was asking about it, in turn, turns around and went to speak with the president of that certain motorcycle club and said, "Hey, I'm down with so and so and so. Can I get me one of them too?" He was acting like he was asking for like a, I don't know.
Oh no.
Like a cross country patch or something. Like, can I get one of them too? Kind of like, I mean, he was asking for it, but he was like making light of the importance of it.
Right.
So when he got out of the hospital, I'm pretty sure he felt differently about the way that he did that, because it's a big deal for someone to do that, but it's not a good idea to go, trying to, because that could be perceived as a very disrespectful thing. Like, give me your diamond that you worked and, your blood, sweat, and tears to get, and you went through all that. Yo, just give me one so I can put it right. No, that didn't work out. So don't ask for one. But if you're solid and you find yourself,
you might have one given to you after you put in some solid work. You may have one given to you. Now,
man, I'm still laughing about when he got out the hospital.
Our here says you never wear it, not even in your vest. You put it in a lockbox. I've had several given to me, but before he became a 1%er, and that was the rule told to him. So there are different, if different rules, different sets do it different ways. But he definitely had some given to him before he became a 1%er himself.
Right on.
If you were individually given a diamond, would it be the club that gave it to you, or colorblind your club's colors? I'm not sure if I understand that. If you are individually given a diamond, would it be the club that gave it to you? Colorblind your club's colors. So if you are individually given a diamond, you'll never wear that thing on the outside of your cut,
right.
Because your club is not a diamond club. So, and the person that gives it to you will give you the rules by which you can have it. And it's not something you're supposed to be flashing around. Okay, so he asked it better here. If you're individually given a diamond, would it be the club's color or your club's color?
I would imagine it'd be
the
club.
Hey, y'all keep going. I gotta go. I gotta get off.
Yeah, me too. I was about to say, man, it's an hour and 25. I gotta get out of here
hour
myself.
25. We all need to go.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like this conversation, man. We got to do it again. I know I got to get out of here. I got some stuff to do myself and everything like that, man. But I just definitely learned something, different. Learned something new about that, right there. So
here's another guy. Bishop says, if it is given, it should not be worn, even on the inside of your vest. So there are definitely people that see it different ways, and
See,
so
that's what I mean about the tradition and the protocol. It varies depending on sometimes geographical, and sometimes based on who gave it to you. Like the tradition in one club might be different in another club. Like there's certain things that's different on the black set and the white set. Shaggy can tell you, like on the white side, there's no such thing as social clubs.
Right.
And he has a wonderful story about the first time he experienced,
well, the pagans have one. The pagans have one now. They have one. I actually met him. So that's the only white.
There's a reason for that, because the pagans aren't the same club now that they were once upon a time.
Right.
They got folks with tans up in there now.
I've heard.
I've heard too. I
actually met one, and I met one, and that's where the social club came from.
He brought the social clubs with him.
he brought the social club with him. He did. So that's down here in Atlanta. That happened here in Atlanta. Yeah, I don't know if it's still I don't know if he's still in or not, but it did happen. It shocked the shit out of me. Yeah. Foxy asked, why do people have boot spurs given to them? And that's a new one on me. I've never seen that one.
Yeah, the boot spurs. That's a whole thing with that. My brother was trying to explain that to me, and that's one of those few things that always throws me off, because I've heard like 10 different versions of why it is. And it's not even 2 boot spurs, it's 1 boot spur. But you know what, Foxy, I'm going to get to the bottom of that, because I don't want to tell you the 10 different versions of that story.
That's one Black Dragon doesn't know. I don't know that one.
Yeah. There's a whole thing with the boot spurs, but I want to find, or with the boot spur, I should say. But because I know a few bros that wear them, and everybody I talk to always has a completely different story. But I'm gonna get with somebody that's a little older and grayer than me, because I want to know the answer to that.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be like Wikipedia for bikers. And Foxy just came in.
Long story short, it's an homage to the cowboy days and what they are used for. So somebody knows.
Okay, all right.
Somebody.
That
I'm
actually sounds like the truth. You know,
Yeah.
that sounds more like the truth because I don't even want to. That's what I was saying. I don't even want to even repeat some of the stuff that I heard because I'm like, I don't know about that one. You know.
And he said, this guy says, I had a bro given a hammer pin from a dominant club. I've never seen a hammer pin. And,
I have. In fact, a certain club down here, when they were trying to get set up in the state of Florida, we're told you have to remove those hammer pins because we don't do that here. There's a specific club that gives those hammer pins.
I can imagine probably which one it is.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so that's I've not ever seen a hammer pin. You know, I get amazed. You know, I sit up here and speak. I know all this knowledge, and every day, man, there's something new.
Every day I learn something new.
That comes on here. So, okay, we're gonna get out of here. Prophet did a YouTube video about it. Maybe
in that case, I'm gonna call Prophet. I'm just gonna call him and ask him.
Yeah. The heel for the heel toe shifter is a spur.
All right, fellas, I got to get up out of here, man. I want to catch up with y'all, man. It's been a pleasure, Big Bone. Black Dragon, I'm out of here.
All right, brother. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Bone, I really appreciate you coming on today, especially with such short notice, man. And you just really made the show today. As always, brother, I love you and appreciate you, man. And you definitely will be getting an invitation to the wedding. So,
all right, right on. I'll be there. I'll be wearing my spur.
Make sure to. We had the MC show was trying to come on and ask a question, but I couldn't get my stuff to work. I got to reboot it, so we'll get you tomorrow with that question, my brother. We didn't forget you. And the final thing we'll go out with. Foxy says, definitely no such thing as a social club wearing a dominant club support patch on the white set. Hell no.
Yeah. Well, there's really no social clubs on the white set.
On the white set. Yeah. So that's not even an issue that they would have to deal with.
Yeah.
Boot spurs on a motorcycle club MC sets are decorative. Oh, I don't think so.
No, there's something else going on there.
Yeah. But he looked that up somewhere. He's
that was ChatGPT. By the way, I've discovered ChatGPT is so incredibly wrong about biker related topics. It is incredible how wrong they are.
But it's important that you correct it. You have to correct it. When you read chat, it will allow you to correct it. And if you correct chat, like the other day, they said Chosen Few was an all black club, and I corrected it, and it went out and found the sources, and then it readjusted. So you have to understand that ChatGPT and these other voice models are being trained, and they're being trained by people that are prejudiced against the biker club community.
Yeah.
So
that actually makes sense.
Yeah, it's being trained to be prejudicial towards bikers and anything else, any marginalized group. So if you're part of a marginalized group, and you're asking ChatGPT or Grok or any of those a question that or Bard, any of those that you know is wrong, you can correct it on the spot. It'll go out and find, especially if you give it sources, it'll go validate, and then now it'll be right for everybody else. So that's something to think about. Hey, brother, thank you so much.
Oh, hey, can I take 10 seconds to brand some stuff right quick?
Oh, absolutely.
If you get a chance, go to, and this is super important if you like the lifestyle that we're living and you're on the set, especially if you're on the set, go to change.org and sign the petition to fight HB 429. That's this bill that they're trying to make a law in Florida, basically eroding all rights of bikers. They're trying to be able to label anyone they want as a gang member. And I'm not oversimplifying it when I say that. Change.org and just put in the search, fight HB 429. That's Hotel Bravo 429er. So help us with that. Sign that petition. Because we got some heavy lifting to do. This isn't just about a petition. We're going to go to Tallahassee. We're going to sit down again with senators, congressmen, lobbyists, and lawyers so that we can change a law that's going to help everybody, not just in Florida, ultimately in the United States. Check out WFLCOC.org. That's for West Florida Confederation of Clubs.org. We'll have information on there. Change.org. If you're in an area, join your local COC, join your ABATE chapter in your area. If you don't know how, hit me up. I'll tell you how. I'll help you out. Get in this fight with us. But that's all I got. And thank you for the time to say that, brother.
All right. Take care, my brother. Respect and love you, honor and respect. And I appreciate you, man.
Oh, and check us out on Sunday on the Big Boneyard on Sunday. Check it out. It's on YouTube, the Big Boneyard Biker Podcast.
Maybe I'll get invited to that show sometime.
Yes, sir. Soon. Sunday.
Be inviting me to stuff. I don't know. All right, man. I appreciate you. All right, take care.
Later, man.
Hey, man. It's your boy Black Dragon. Thank you guys for being on this long show. I hope you learned some things here. Basically, if you want to go that 1% route, what I've heard, and the reason I wanted to do that show is because we had all those guys that really got a bunch of jail time, and maybe not so much that they had to do jail time, but they definitely have been put on paper for decades, and they were all 99%ers, and they all went into the 1% world. And one of the biggest things I heard is it's not what you think. It's something you got to be ready for. It's something you need to be prepared for. And we were given this list of things to look for and ask questions about, and make some of the right decisions. But the biggest thing to remember is, man, have some common sense about what you do, whatever you do, my man. I was so blessed to have Big Bone on, as well as my co-hosts, Lavish and Logic. These guys are just really great people, and we appreciate how they're holding it down for the biker club community. Goldie said, hey, we had all the elements today. We had the out bad host, we had the police commissioner, we had the priest, and we had the bad boy, the 1%er. So we had a great show today. Hey, thank you to my 1%ers out in the chat, especially those that sent me these. I know I can't really mention your name, and that's why I haven't, but thank you guys so much for helping our show today and all of those things. Biker News Canada, it's good to see you, man. And everyone, take care. Have a great day. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. And let me get the right buttons to get the hell out of here. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny.
Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospect's Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book. If you are seeking clarity about issues stemming from problems or crises occurring within your motorcycle club, then set up a consultation with Black Dragon. Black Dragon has over 30 years of experience in the motorcycle club world, having served as a national president of the 50-year-old Black Sabbath MC Nation for nearly 10 years. Black Dragon is a veteran negotiator, skilled in crisis management, conflict resolution, inter-club issues, press conferences, and club reputation management. You can set up an appointment to speak with him by phone at clarity.fm/black-dragon. Get the clarity you deserve to help make your MC the best place it can possibly be.